Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Crypto Casual. I'm your host, Chuck, your esoteric crypto coach. For those who are seeing me for the first time, if you're not familiar with the word esoteric, it just means inner secret, inner circle, inner wisdom. It's just inside. Eso means within, exo means without or outside. Um, but yeah, welcome, Crypto Casual. If you haven't, if you want to watch my other episodes before, this is episode 16, I believe. We'll get here to that in a minute. But for me, Bitcoin is the second coming for the human consciousness, what I'm calling version 2.0 or Homo Illuminus. And again, if you want further detail on some of that, go to my other videos and I explain that in detail. This is episode 16, August 2nd, 2021. And the title for this is Bitcoin is Conscious Freedom. For me, again, we said this is new consciousness. This is the second coming of consciousness, however you want to call that, Christ consciousness or icon of some sort. Is just a new higher frequency. We're going from 110 to 220 as human beings. Our electrical frequencies are changing. So is the earth. So there's a lot of other stuff. All right. So the purpose of this channel is to show you fundamental successful financial strategies and educational framework on how to grow a simple and rich life. And we're going to do this by understanding the consciousness of crypto. And yes, consciousness has, or the crypto has a consciousness, right? Where does the consciousness come from? Energy, electricity. And what are people? Energy and electricity. All right, so once we understand the consciousness of crypto, BTC, you'll understand you, or more accurately, once you know you, you'll understand the consciousness of Bitcoin and why it's a great fundamental manifestation of the new consciousness. We are accessing the new consciousness, and this is the first, BTC is the first manifestation within our Trinity, which is health, wealth, and love. And we use the electrical processes of our flush bag called mechanics, electrics, and chemics, or chemistry. So E equals MC square, electric, chemical, mechanical. All right, so the normal format here is the esoteric thought of the day, behavioral framework that helps us understand that esoteric in ourselves. We'll get into sort of the crypto world or financial world's definitions to help us understand. The best way to understand is break it down to its smallest part. And then we'll look at the news, strategies, prices, cryptos, books, and more. All right. Before we do that, do me a big, big favor. I want you to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell or hug that notification bell. And then tell 5 friends, and that way you know each time a video comes out. I'd like to get up to a whole lot more subscribers. This is a new channel. I understand it takes a while, but if you will, tell 5 friends, 10 friends, and then if you like the esoteric twists to BTC and that whole crypto space, I think I'm the only one on the internet doing it so far. I haven't heard of anyone else. So it is an interesting twist to put the consciousness or the esoteric into crypto and BTC. All right, let's move on. All right, just to let you know, I'm just some guy on the internet making videos. I'm not your guru, I'm not your advisor, I'm just a crypto coach. I give you what I've learned over the years and then present that to you. I'm not giving you advice, I'm just presenting you with a framework. What you do with that is up to you and your responsibility. Do your own research, and the ultimate responsibility is yours. The ultimate responsibility to your life is yours. Your choices, your emotions, your actions. All right, and so for me, I don't invest more than I'm willing to lose. So for me, that works very well. If that works for you, great. So let's move on. Esoteric thought of the day. And the question is, how much of your life do you want? And what do you want, and what choices are you ready to act on? What do I mean by how much of your life do you want? Well, that depends on how much of your freedom, your consciousness, your sentiency do you give to other powers. People, places, or things. Could be religions, could be politicians, could be medical doctors, could be a whole lot of things. I use each one of these things, but they do not control me. I have my own free will. Now, that's a whole discussion in itself. Do we have it or not within a matrix? Or the simulation simulacra? If you haven't read that book, I recommended it last episode, the episode before, maybe episode 14. But when you let others make your choices for you, and if there's a consequence that is adverse to what you were expecting, that is still on you. You put your quote, faith, trust, belief, all these, what I call empty words. Because when I have someone explain what does faith mean, they use the word belief. And I ask them what the word belief means, they say you have to have faith. And if they say faith, you have to have belief. And so you're just stuck in the victim cycle, if you will. And you're going around in circles, and it's all because you haven't taken your own power back yet. So how much of your life do you want? Well, it depends on how much of what your perception of that is. And again, for me, there is no right or wrong perception. If you want to get the jab, if you want to augment your body into transhumanistic and implant eyeballs with lenses and skin with computer graphs or computer integrations, that's up to you. I have no problem with any of that stuff. I don't think it's good or evil. It's just whatever your purpose for it is. If you start implanting different technology into your body, then a little bit of your physical body is not you. Now, what is you? Consciousness, right? We're just wearing this flesh bag for a while until we escape it, unzip from it, or leave it, and then hop into another spacesuit, if you will, to fly around the universe and experience all sorts of opportunities or opportunities. So really, we need to ask ourselves, what do you want? And that want is a something you don't have, or what you think you don't have. And eventually you'll understand by doing this inner work, this esoteric work, and reading and studying, is that you already have access to it, or just like you have access to anything on the internet. The internet is just the first portal. And so we're going to open up conscious portals to gain access to any information that you want. So it's just understanding how to access the portals, turn them on, walk through them, download them, upgrade them, all that good stuff, right? Once you understand that knowledge, and again, this is casual, and if you want some deeper stuff on that, we can talk about that, or I'm building another channel about the esoteric stuff. That doesn't involve crypto, but I can always refer you over to that. But for now, let's just look at what we want. Want is just the next step to understanding what you choose to have in your life. So what choices? So it basically goes what you don't want will get you to what you want, and then what you want, you then have to make an action step choice, and that choice will then have a outcome. And that outcome, again, is based on your behavior, your thought, your perceptions, your internal representations, all that good stuff. So really, what do you want in this life? Is it money? Is it things? Or is it happiness? Is it just, for me, it's being simple and rich. And whatever those terms are for me, they're not comparative to anyone else's. They're what I consider rich in this life, or wealthy. Could be close friends, could be a little bit, every time I reach into my pocket, there's money there, or the philosophy of that. I don't do paycheck to paycheck. I just do cash flows, right? I build multiple streams of cash flow, however that looks, or crypto flows in this case, because your money's losing 30% pretty much every year, and the CPI that we talked about last week or last video is going up, and it will go up. Prices will go up. Now, that being said, eventually the prices are going to go steeply down, and we'll talk about that in the next video, but that's too much for this video. So again, what choices are you ready to act on? Now, we can think all day long what we want to do, and then we can say, yeah, okay, my choice is to do this, but until you take that action step, it's still just a want. And so as you can consistently recycle a want, then you're always going to be wanting more. You'll never have enough. So when you finally make a choice, the choice is to say, hey, this is what I choose to have in my life. This is what I choose not to have in my life. Make sense? All right. And then that comes down to Maslow's Hierarchy of Needs. And basically, he came up with self-actualization, esteem, belonging, safety, and psychology, or physiological needs. And self-actualization, yes, is just achieving one's full potential. Again, until you take action, you'll never have your fullest potential. Or you can look at it as currently you have your fullest potential. That's all you're capable of based off of the thoughts and the inner representation that you have. So if you want more, then you're going to have to actualize more by taking action, right? And that then leads to esteem, self-esteem, all that good stuff. Prestige and feeling of accomplishment. So each time you take an action, I'd much rather take an action step and fail miserably at it than not take an action and just be up in my head thinking about what I could do or not do. Right? I'd much rather take that action because from every failure I grow. Right? So I look for more and more failures because then I know I can grow and grow and grow. Awesome. All right. And so belongingness, love needs, intimate relationship, friendship, that type of stuff. We're all spaceships, right? This is a space vessel. This is a vessel. I have vessels inside my blood vessels. I am a vessel for light. I'm a vessel for energy. And so this vessel or this space suit or this spacecraft, I'm crafting this suit in order to travel the universe. Cool? All right, so safety needs, security, safety, all that good stuff. But y'all can research that another time because I can spend hours on that alone on each one of those alone. All right, definition of the day, bear trap. A bear trap is basically a bunch of investors getting together and they have a coordinated attack to drop the price. And then other people see that and they drop their price. And then it gets to where the original investors bought in. Let's say they bought Bitcoin at 32. But they want to get it cheaper because they were too late to the party. So what they do is they manipulate and coordinate an attack with other investors to sell. Right, so they're going to sell it they're 32, or let's say they're going to sell it 34, but they want to buy it at 30,000. So as the coordinated attack for all these whales to sell their Bitcoin to get cheaper, they all do that, and then other people see that, and the bots within trading systems see that, and then they drop, and then drop it, and then there's sort of a quick flash crash, and it drops, we'll say, to 29,000. Well, at that point, the initial investors that were shorting this are faking you out because what they're going to do as soon as it hits 29, which is cheaper than the 32 for what they bought it for, they're going to take all the money that they just gained and buy more Bitcoin with that, and then that's going to shoot the price up and keep going up and up and up. So that's sort of a bear trap, if that makes sense. The bear trap is basically they're sucking you in to sell your Bitcoin so they can buy it, not only buy it, but buy it cheaper than what they even bought it for. So don't get caught up in these bear traps, guys. Again, not advice, just what I keep note on. Now today, the news of the day is we got Cyber Doge. Now I'm not a fan of Doge, never was, never have been, because it served no purpose other than just a bunch of people having fun. It could be a kickball. Doge is a kickball to me. Everyone can kick it around. It really has no meaning. I can hit you, hurt you with it, and make money off of it. I can sell it to someone. I can deflate it, inflate it. I can do whatever I want to that kickball. But eventually, it's just a kickball. It does nothing. It serves no purpose in the financial industry here. So I haven't been interested in it, but I've been researching, and then I come across this Cyber Doge, and it proves to be the hottest crypto of the call. Now, this is highly, highly speculative. We talked about our investment strategy, the 50, 25, 25, or we will be talking about that. So 25% is that I'm just going to do something highly speculative. We'll call it even irresponsible, but it's one of those asymmetrical bets that if I get it at super cheap prices and it happens to go up 50%, then I just made a killing, because when you can buy some of these cheap coins with at eight spaces down of a Satoshi, 0.000000013 or something. For $100, I can buy 9 billion of them. So even if that coin doesn't do much, but it goes up to 1 cent, right? You can do the multiplication there, and that ends up being about $9 million or 900,000, just depending on how much you put in. So it's going to deal with gaming, NFTs, swapping, a whole bunch of stuff like that. So do some research on that. Let me know what you think. Make a comment below, and let me know if it's just a total shitcoin or waste of my money. But I like to deep dive in these, and I'm still deep diving into it. But I thought it was an interesting thing that they're going to actually give it a real purpose. All right, so there's our strategy: 50, 25, 25. 50% of my portfolio is Bitcoin. 25 is high cap, good solid project, be it an NFT or DeFi, and then 25% is just that, it's speculative. So if any of these 25s make a lot of money, I move it into the next 25. And if those 25s keep going up, then I take a portion of that and keep adding it to Bitcoin. So that way I don't have to put any money into Bitcoin out of my pocket. I just keep recycling it and putting it into that one. Make sense? All right, prices of the day. We can go to CoinGecko again. It's basically around, as it was yesterday, around 41.5. So not much change there. So I'm just going to go past that. And there's crypto pick of the day, which is crypto Doge, and it is 0.00000012334. So for just about $100, I think you can get about $9 billion or whatever you want. But again, it could be a total waste. I can waste $100 on a case of beer or something. So. My influencer of the day, who sort of I learned the 50, 25, 25 from, at least in crypto. I have other ones in a total of my total portfolio, financial portfolio, but in the crypto world, George was one of the first ones that I watched in 2017, him and Crypto Zombie, and I like their format, I like their knowledge. And George sort of came up with this 50, 25, 25 rule and cost averaging. He does no leveraging at all. So take a look at him. It's Cryptos Are Us. I guess I should have typed that on there, but Cryptos Are Us. Let's see if I can type it real quick. Crypto Are Us. So, yeah. Oops. Oh, well, you get the point. Just go to Cryptos Are Us or George. I like his style. I like his stuff. He's really good. He has normally two live broadcasts a day, and he's really knowledgeable, and I like his style. So, and there's what we referred to earlier or yesterday was simulacra and simulation. Jean Baudrillard, I don't know how you actually pronounce it. I've never been able to pronounce it, but anyway, he wrote this book in 1981, and it basically, in a very short version, he has these three things where one reality can replace the other reality, which is placing reality. So if we're in a reality already and we're building new realities, especially in technology, VR, virtual reality, augmented reality. When we start putting these headsets up and living 8-9 hours a day, our brain won't know the difference. So he basically goes into the sort of three stages of reality, and that's where I'm going to leave it. But he wrote this book in '81, I believe it was, but this is a must-read for everyone. It's actually originally in French. You can get it there if you speak French, but I don't, so there's a translation for that. So definitely must read for understanding what the reality of consciousness 2.0 is. And that crypto is just, for me, is crypto consciousness. So. Alright guys, that's about going to do it for this episode. So please, again, like, subscribe, tell 5 friends, and ring that notification bell. And just remember, keep life casual. Thank you.